and extend my heartfelt commendation to the Black businesses who over this past year have had to pivot and had to contort because of the adverse impact of this boycott. The Black businesses that were on the shelves of Target who have seen a significant drop in sales because we were not there. We want you to know that we love you, we support you, we stand with you, and everywhere outside of Target that we can be of a benefit and an ally, I want you to know that we are committed to it.
Wasn't there a different strategy? Because inside of Target was hundreds of Black-owned brands that have fought for years to get shelf place in the national retailers. Companies like the Lip Bar, Tabitha Brown's product line, Black-owned hair care products, beauty supplies, independent Black entrepreneurs. For many of these businesses, Target represented access to over 2,000 stores nationwide. That kind of distribution can change a company overnight. So imagine a different strategy. Instead of don't shop at Target at all, what if the message had been go to Target, buy only Black-owned products? Target the Black products at Target. Think about the impact that would have had. Black vendors would have seen record sales. Target management would have still felt pressure as spending dropped in other categories. And the message would have been clear: support Black businesses, punish the corporation. Instead, the full boycott created a different situation. In some cases, the businesses caught in the middle were the very entrepreneurs that the movement said they was trying to protect.
What I can tell you is, if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process. And then you got to, like, where you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are?
And this is what the boycott did. It hurt Black businesses. This is what happens when you have misinformed Black leadership. And the fact of the matter is, Target carried more Black products than any other big superstore. And misinformed Black leadership had you boycott. Why did you boycott Walmart? Why would you boycott the store that carried the most Black products? And nobody asked the question that this whole Target boycott started over a Somali immigrant. Black people, listen to what I'm saying.
Leading to a young man by the name of Mahdi Ali, a young immigrant who at 16 years old.
We're boycotting for a Somali immigrant.
Leading to a young man by the name of Mahdi Ali, a young immigrant who.
This is insane. This is insane. And this is the same woman who ran up in a church and disrupted people in prayer for immigrants. So we wasted our time. Black America, we wasted our time boycotting a business, destroying other black businesses in the process. Listen to what I'm saying. And this whole boycott started over a Somali immigrant. See, this is why you can't trust social media all the time. You have to look into what you're doing because of the fact that black people haven't understood justice. Anything that looks like we could get justice, we latch onto very quick because we are emotional about it. But we do not look into it as logical. And she never mentioned how DEI benefited white women, but she did mention that white women was part of organizing it in the beginning. So they're using a black face to push more jobs for white women. Black women, you were never part of this. You were never part of this. And this is why it makes sense that it wasn't Walmart and Target and Sears and whatever. It was just Target. It was just Target. And Target was the one that most carried black products. At least I give that to Jamal because he admitted the wrongdoing in that it hurt black businesses. Not this woman here. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all that it hurt black businesses. She doesn't care at all to work with other black leaders. She is a threat to black America. She's not helping black America. She's a threat. And anybody say, oh, well, you attacking that black woman. No. If she wants to be in the leadership position, if she wants to go on shows like Roland Martin, she has to be held accountable because we don't have time as black people to deal with foolish leadership like this. And here's something I want to say. I want to make clear. Black women, we love you, but you just fought for white women and migrants. That's what you did. You fought for white women and migrants from this Target boycott or Target fast that hurt black businesses, had black businesses lose their distribution deal. This is not leadership. This is not for black America. We didn't have any alternatives. We don't have a distribution. See, what Jamal should have said that he is rallying black churches throughout the country to create stores. And black businesses and black products can be in those stores throughout black America. Then we wouldn't need a Target. How about that one? How about that one? When are we going to start talking about our own black distribution centers instead of boycotting white businesses to get money for white businesses so our organizations can be more dependent on white businesses? Because that's all that happens. We're begging white businesses for money. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're not having national conversations on building institutions. We're having national conversations to beg white folks for money and jobs. Matter of fact, black jobs. And this brings us to the bigger issue. Black Americans spend roughly $2.6 trillion per year in the U.S. economy. That's more than the GDP of many countries. That's more than the GDP of Mexico. But the real question is not how much we spend. The real question, are we being strategic how we spend it? Because economic power isn't just about money, it's about organizing, it's about strategy, it's about building institutions that protect our business. Too often we find ourselves in the same cycle. Instead of organizing on our own economic ecosystem, we end up begging corporations. See, we could do that ourselves. And then some of us keep boycotting. For what? Why don't you boycott Walmart? What's keeping you from boycotting Walmart? Economic power has never come from asking corporations for favors. And this is where we are with all our education. Maybe people need to reread Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro, because our actions are showing that we are really miseducated. because power comes from ownership, investment, cooperative economics, and coordinated spending. None of them have talked about any of that. And we're here fighting and boycotting for a DEI program that didn't even benefit Black people. We should be ashamed of ourselves. So we have wasted a whole damn year just to end up seeing Negro leaders fighting among each other, who is the leader of this and who is the leader of that. And Black businesses have suffered because they have lost their distribution center, and not one of them have talked about building something for the Black businesses that lost out of the Target boycott. And please follow and go to Black Westchester Magazine, blackwestchester.com, and check out the articles that we have. We're independent Black media, unbossed and unbought. So we give it to you like it is with the Black point of view. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay Blacktastic. Peace out.
Thank you for tuning in to The Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, powered by Black Westchester Magazine and blackwestchester.com. We appreciate you taking the time to engage with real conversations, real issues, and real perspectives that matter to Black America. Stay connected, stay informed, and as always, we'll see you next time at The Publisher's Desk. It's going to be Blacktastic. This is for you. The Political Thought Bundle includes 3 full books, all personally singling. Democrats and Republicans, The Ultimate Gangbangers, breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for Coward lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books. 1 bundle, $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed Political Thought Bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. For more than a century, Black America built its own economy under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses. We built banks. We bought land and property. In The Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965, and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. Reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester Magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Because Black-owned independent media is Blacktastic. Black Westchester Magazine presents People Before Politics, the Sunday Rundown, every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Join Damon K. Jones, A.J. Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as they break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and community from a Black point of view. No spin, no party loyalty, just logic, accountability, and outcomes. If it impacts Black America, we're talking about it. Tap in, subscribe, set your reminder. This Sunday at 6 p.m. is going to be Blacktastic.
This is The Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.